Um, Being a UK fan has not been easy lately.
Understatement of the
Um,
year.
I feel like we need to have some kind of somber kind of music underneath, kind of sorrowful.
Yeah, I'll
Like
definitely
on
do
My
that.
Song with Simon Bates or something.
Oh yeah, I'll d- I'll definitely edit that music in.
So yeah, it's been a rocky ride for the last decade or so, and we've had we've been bitten several times over. It's the hope that gets you, really.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
remember back in 2014, we had a really good song in Molly and Children of the Universe, and I was convinced that that was going to win.
Me too.
Oh.
And then look what happened. I do not want to get my hopes up too much. However, this song is my second favourite of the whole contest,
Okay.
which I cannot believe. I cannot believe we're in this situation. Um, Again, when, like I said with Spain, do we have a company or a delegation that actually knows what they're doing? I mean,
Mm.
time will tell results wise, but I have not wanted UK to do well this much for quite some time. Um, Sam is an amazing ambassador, I have to say,
Yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he deserves to do well. I do not want to see him showing up on The Voice or Britain's Got Talent because the Eurovision opportunity didn't work out. I want this to be his big break. Um,
Yes.
song the song is, I find, quite powerful. Um, lovely song. The missing element is the staging, obviously.
Yeah.
We flopped big time with the staging last year.
Yeah.
Um, and the giant trumpets is becoming a bit of a meme when it comes to discussing bad staging. As long as we don't do a giant trumpet again, I can see us doing very well, but
Yep.
only if. And it could be. I can see us doing well with the juries, but I dread to think what we'll get with the public. I hope they're going to be on board. Sam really deserves to do well out of
Yep.
this.
Hmm.
Um, like with Sweden last week, I start to babble when I talk about songs that I really like. So it's best that I stop now. And if I think of anything more constructive later, I'll add it in. But why doesn't someone else take over for a minute?
I'll take over.
Okay.
I agree with a lot of the sentiments you say. I don't think the song is amazing though, but I do like see some of the qualities in it. Because funny thing is, like when I first heard it, I fully had like my Eurovision analyst hat on, and I was just kind of like, oh no, we're sending another radio friendly song. Do they not learn? And then the second time I listened to it, I watched it. I not watched it. I listened to it with my brain fully switched off, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time, which is probably my fault, really. It's like I share a lot of the same worries as you. Like because like I see it I see it doing so well with like fan polls, and like in the Euro jury it's doing obscenely well at the moment, judging by the
Mm-hmm.
spoilers, and I'm just kind of like, it feels a bit too much. Like see what the BBC have done to me is develop this kind of weird kind of imposter syndrome when it comes to our own entry. Like,
yeah, we've been burnt so many times.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like I want to be proved wrong, and that that somehow they'll come up with an amazing staging and this will do pretty well. As we said, we've been spooed so many times. Like, I just can't allow myself to get optimistic anymore when it comes to the UK entry, and it's just, like, I'll probably listen to this after May and think, "Oh, Kylie, you were so stupid," but it's just how I'm feeling right now. This is what happens when you've been booed so many times. It's just kind of like you can't allow yourself to have any kind of spark of hope. But like I hope I'm proved wrong and that we can get a decent result out of this. Because like it took me a few listens to notice it, but I realized what the song is trying to do is trying to be very Beatlesy. Like, if you like, you can imagine like this being kind of like Sergeant Pepper era Beatles kind of thing, and I think maybe the people will like that because, you know, the Beatles are one of the most famous musical acts in the history of ever, so people and the juries might watch it, listen to it, and go, "Oh, that sounds like the Beatles. I vote for that. I like it." So maybe that's how we can get some points. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see and do a prayer circle that they don't mess it up this time.
Yes, exactly. Maybe that's what I like about it, though. That it's the reason I love it is because the melody is incredibly nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me being soppy, but that's what I latched onto at least.
What about you, Anne?
Oh, I have so many notes.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
So first of all, I totally get the whole sentiment about having Sam as our singer and having Spaceman as our song, because I think he's gonna, whatever happens, I think he's gonna do us proud.
Yeah.
And actually, he's already doing us proud with all of his TV appearances and pre-party appearances here, there, and everywhere. He's selling the song, trying to show Europe that actually we still care about this contest.
Yeah.
And we still want to win. And we don't think we're not Mickey takers.
Yeah.
You know, we do want to take this seriously. I once said to somebody, he's doing his best to take the UK off the naughty step. You know, he's like the super nanny of Eurovision. He's getting us off the naughty step.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
I'm gonna leave you for 25 years, and when I come back, you're gonna say sorry, and you're gonna do better.
Right, do you know what you did wrong? Do you know what you need to apologise for? I'm going to get my negative out now, and then end with a bit of a positive. My main fear, though, and this is a very motherly thing to say, going off from the super nanny comment, is that I just hope that between now and the night of Eurovision, he looks after himself and looks after his voice, because he's been belting it out.
Yeah.
And I just, every so often, I just think, you need to do your best, love, but you don't want to do your absolute best. You need to leave that to the Friday and the Saturday night of Eurovision week.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope that we don't get to Eurovision week and we find that he can't sing, because that would just be worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I do agree with you, Kylie, that this song, it isn't the greatest, but there are not many kind of mid-tempo melodic male ballads this year. We've got quite slow ones, and we've got kind of slightly rocky ones, but we've got nothing quite like this. So it does fill a hole there. I think this is very much going to get loads of jury points. I think they're going to lap this up. And I am absolutely unsure of how this is going to do in the televote, because we've had no televote for this long. I don't know. I just don't know how it's going to do. I have got one little hot take, though, that Kylie, you might be able to help me with here.
Okay.
Because one thought I've had about the staging and the whole production of the song is that obviously he's made his name through TikTok.
Yeah.
And I just wonder whether he might have a much better audio and visual idea of what things should look like, that he isn't going to let crap staging through. He's going to have had this in his brain. I can almost see him there with the delegation wanting to know what everything looks like, because he obviously has a lot of control over what he does with his TikToks. He knows what works. He knows what sells. I would hope that they're going to give him a voice. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because, like, funnily enough, like, the other day, Ochman did a live stream on his Instagram, and he talked a little bit about the staging, saying that basically they're basically piecing it together, and it seems like he seems, like, relatively happy with what's going on so far. I feel like he's got kind of like a voice in like voicing his displeasure if he's unhappy with anything, and I think that might be the same with Sam, because you know with the TikToks, like he knows what works, because like when it comes to stuff on an algorithm like TikTok or YouTube and stuff like that, you gotta have some sort of savvy of knowing how to appeal to a certain audience. So I do think that is possible. Yeah.
Good. So I just hope that this works for us as a country, and I also hope it works for him as well, because he's a good egg.
Yeah. He's a right good egg. Okay, anything else on the UK before we give it a score?
Yeah, one thing I will say is that I saw Sam at Eurovision in concert in Amsterdam, and when he got to the very last part of the song where he's singing the end part and it goes quiet, the hall was completely silent. You could have heard a pin drop, and they were absolutely hanging on his every word. And I did hear people after the show talking about how good he was, which people don't normally do with UK songs. So this is what's giving me hope.
And, from my experience at Eurovision, a concert, considering that usually when there's a slow ballad, like everyone's talking, like so much so that the hosts have to come on and tell everyone to shut up. And so it's like to hear that's actually, that says a lot, I think. Okay, so let's give the UK a score. So I feel like I was a bit of a Debbie Downer, so I'll make it up by giving it a 4.
5.
I'm giving it a 4 as well.
And the public also give it a 4 out of 5.